everyone. Myself Kamna Singh, Assistant Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today we are going to discuss the topic Software Project Management in the Decision-Making Organizational Structure. First, we are going to discuss the how to make the organizational structure, and then after we are going to discuss the decision making. Actually, in the organization, when we are talking about the software organization or a software development company, in that particular organization, there are so many hierarchies are there. Just like you can say there's a CEO is there, there's a project manager is there, and then team leader and the staff members, employees are there. There are every organization, not only the software companies, every organization, there are the different hierarchies are there. In the different hierarchies, there are different roles are there for the particular employees. Now, first we are going to discuss in the organizational structure that what is the stress. Why I am talking about the stress? Because that they are in the particular, if I am supposing that there is a project manager having a different roles, different that he or she has to complete that particular deadline and plan the particular project, and also he has to be develop the team. So every time there are so much stress, and not only for the project manager, there are the employees stress are also there in the organization. When you are going to work or in the daily life, there is some stress is there. And if we are talking about the stress, so stress can be defined as a physical, mental or emotional factor that causes the tension into the body. So in the software project management field, if I'm talking about the stress, the main particular sources of the stress is there is an unrealistic timeline. What I mean by the unrealistic timeline, if that particular project should be completed within 2 months, but the CEO or the particular team authorities are saying that this particular project should be completed within the 15 days. Definitely there is a unrealistic time, and the stress will be spread to all over the particular team members between and the project manager, and everyone is getting stressed that how to complete the particular project on the particular deadline or a timeline. So working, or when we are going to work in a metric system is nothing but there is an hierarchies are there, and all the hierarchies members are connecting each other. Just like that, if there is a CEO is there, the next level is the project manager, then team leader, then team members are there, staff members are there, staff members are going to document all these softwares. Then these hierarchies are communicated each other. So the project manager should having a control to all that resources, or you can say that all these metrics should be work properly. So we can say the sources of stress is the particular unrealistic timeline, or the lack of particular team member motivations, or the insufficient planning is there, ineffective communication, or the goal shift or resource availability. What do you mean by the goal shift or resource availability? Suppose that as a student, you are going to make the particular project, or as an employee, some particular employee is very good in the machine learning, and the next particular, the B employee is very good in the particular Python language, but they are getting the project in a vice versa. I mean, machine learning employee is getting the project as a Python, and the Python employee is getting the particular project in the machine learning. So there is a role ambiguity, and also the role ambiguity means also it is defined as that the team member doesn't know the actual role of the how they are going to complete their softwares. So these are the sources of stress, you can say, in the software project management field. So the first one is the inadequate resources allocation of the project, and next, unrealistic deadlines, unclear goal. If I don't know that what we are going to achieve, then how we are going to achieve? So there is an unclear goal. There should be a clear goal. There should be if you are going to make a particular project or IoT project you are going, so you have to know what is desired output. If we don't know the desired output, how we can define the actual goals? The next one is the lack of team member motivation. Somehow, one particular team member is working very hard, but they are not getting appreciated. At that moment, there is a lack of team member motivation will be there. And the insufficient planning. The planning is always required when we are going to make any project. Either it is a software or some other project, but the planning should be required. If there is not the proper planning is there, then we cannot achieve the particular project in the deadline. Ineffective communication between the team members or between the project manager and the team members, and there should be the hierarchy is also there, but there should be the communication between each other. Even though with the team member to the CEO or the CEO to the members or a staff member, every time there should be the effective communication should be taken place. Either it is a verbal or it is a written document, that is okay, but the effective communication is required. Otherwise, it can lead the stress in the particular project management field. And the goal shift or resource availability. The goal shift, we can talking about this. Internal conflicts in the organization may be possible. There is a team members having their conflicts. They don't want to communicate with each other. They could not want to work with each other. So there will be the internal conflicts. So this is the responsibility of the project manager or a team leader, that to resolve these internal conflicts. According to the 2012 study, the project manager field is a very, very stress related work in comparison to the other professions. So we have to know what is the main reason behind this and how you are going to release that particular stress. So in the project management field, they can be caused by the role ambiguity and the role conflicts are there. Previously, we already discussed these particular sources of stress of the project manager or a team leader or the team members. These are particular stress. Then how we are going to resolve these particular stress? The stress may be caused by role ambiguity and the role conflicts. As we're talking about that, the machine learning and Python example, that can be the role ambiguity. And when the staff doesn't having a clear idea of the objective, that particular value is also caused as a role ambiguity. The role conflicts are what? Both having a different roles which they are not desired to do. Then it is a role conflicts will be there. So how to resolve these stress? Whatever the causes of the stress, we have to remove these particular causes or reasons. That means if there is an unrealistic deadline, so planned accordingly, and somehow it should be the realistic deadlines should be covered. Next, unclear goals means that particular goal, if I have not particular resources, and how we can achieve that particular goal. So clear goal should be there so that it can remove your stress. Lack of team member motivation. Members should be awarded, or team members should be identifiable at least, or members should be appreciated or giving us some reward, appreciation certificate somehow, so that the team members have to be a motivation to do work. And there should be the sufficient planning should be there. In effective communication is very, very necessary to remove the stress in any field, so that the communication, when the communication is going on, so that whatever the stress is taking place, even though there is an improper planning, but if the communication is going to place, so somehow that particular improper planning is going to become a proper planning. So how to manage the stress? This is the physical wellness. The first thing, if you are not healthy, definitely there is an stress, because you are not achieve the desired goal, what you are going to achieve. so that the physical wellness of the employees, of the staff member, of the every team member, there should be requirement of the physical wellness is there. Emotional intelligence. There is a word of the emotional. Means what? Intelligence is definitely good, but the emotional intelligence, so that they can connect with the other team members and the communication will be taking place. If the emotional intelligence is not there, if somehow they having some ego that I am specialized in that particular field and they are not cooperating or supporting to other team member, definitely there will be a stress will be arises. So the communication, for the effective communication, we have a emotional intelligence also should be there. And the last one, prioritize and organize. Whatever we are going to achieve as a software team, software, whatever the software objective is there, whatever the software goal, what are the audience, what are the customers, what are the modules, everything should be prioritized and organized for as a proper planning, so that the stress can be managed between the team members of the company. These are the steps to stress management, that is for the organizational skills. In the organization, all the team members having an effective communication with their emotional intelligence. The next, the experience is always required, but if the particular employee having no experience, that is okay. All the other employees can cooperate or support that particular employees. The leadership skill is definitely good for the stress management, and the team building skill is also required. The resourcefulness and the team building skill should be there for the stress management. There is a particular, for the project manager, this particular diagram is showing that the project manager stress. Project manager stress having emotional stress, or you can say the external sources stress and also the internal sources. Internal sources you can say of the influence information. Internal means maybe possible in the team member there is a conflict. So definitely there will be a stress. Or in the external sources, the other companies of the information expectation and pressures, then maybe possible this external sources of project manager is also very powerful source for the stress. So for the project manager, it is advised that the project manager should not be affected by these external sources. And the internal sources, there is an information expectation, and that's why there is a pressure will be included. So the project manager stress can be resolved by these particular steps: physical wellness, emotional intelligence, communication, stress, and prioritize and organizing. Now, coming to the health and safety. In the particular software company or any of the company or any the organization, there should be a requirement of the health and safety. The health and safety issues that related to conduct of the project is considered. That means the responsibility of the safety policy, it at all levels is the responsibility of the higher authority or the everyone. Means safety policy is decided by the higher authorities, but it should be followed by the other one also. In the health and safety, because we already discussed, for the stress management, there is a physical wellness is also required. So the physical wellness is required, so health and safety is also required. The safety rules should be applied. So the first is top management must be committed to the safety policy. And the second is the delegation of the responsibilities for the safety must be clear. Whatever safety policy you are going to implement in your organization, it should be clear. And whatever the responsibilities of the delegated student must understand the responsibilities and agree. Means it should not be happen that other team members are there and these team members are not following the safety policies. So Even though the particular top management are going to committed that particular safety policy, they are implementing, but the other one can follow these safety rules. The job description is also include the definition of the safety policy and duties, and also the proper management of these safety policy should be required. The next one is the consultation on the safety. These are the steps in the management in the employee safety and the health and safety. The first thing, that is the develop. Develop means this is by the top management that these particular safety policy is required in my company. After that, that particular safety policy is going to implement. Next, whatever the particular policy is going to be implemented, after that it should be monitored that actually this particular safety policy is going to be followed by everyone or not. If not followed, then what are the rules or protocols are there to be followed by everyone with that particular safety policies. And so the monitoring or supervising these safety policies. Then next one is the drop, means action plan and checklist should be there so that it can be monitorized. As you know that the project management life cycles are this, and the safety, according to the particular mapping, the safety management process is this one. In the project management life cycle, these are the steps. That is, first one is the initiation, the next one is the planning, execution and the completion. Whatever the planning is there, so that you can complete that particular your project in the desired time. If we are going to implement the safety management policies, the first thing you have to select whatever policy or a safety policy is required in your organization, and that is the commitment by the top management, and the safety policy will be there. In the planning, which type of policy with particular organization should be followed, and after that when the planning and checklist will be completed, after that the implementation of that particular policy will be apply on the departments and the particular organizational level. Next, the last one, when you are going to implement all the safety policies, there will be a requirement of the monitoring always. There should be a monitoring or supervising or reviewing that these particular safety policy is the implemented or not. After that, the stress and safety and health policies. Now we are switching out the some ethical and professional concerns. What are the ethical concerns? Safety policies is going to implement. All the stress management techniques are implemented in the organizational structure. But also there should be some ethical and professional concerns are also should be included in when we are going to make the decision making organizational structure. So the legal requirement, whatever the legal requirement are there, it should be known by everyone, so that these ethical concerns should be followed by the everyone, every team member of that particular company. Even without laws, some ethical responsibilities are shared by all the members of the particular company. And the next one, assets of the stakeholders also to be safeguarded by the company. Not for only these particular ethical concern is not only for the internal members. That should also be applied on the external stakeholders, or also should be followed these ethical and professional concerns. The ICT practitioners, like information and communication technology practitioners, are having some special responsibilities. For an example, if you are very good in that particular specialized field and you are not going to support to other one, this is the ethical issues. If you are expertise in any area but you have an ego, you are not cooperating the other one, there is an ethical concern. So it is unethical to pretend. Or the next thing, that if you are unethical, you are pretending that you are very, very knowledgeable, but you are not actually. So this is also the talking about the ethical concerns. And if the ICT practitioner have a expertise that would prevent a colleague from doing something harmful, that is also the talking about the ethical concerns. So how you are going to work in a team? We are already talking about the stress, health and safety, the ethical concerns and professional concerns. Now we are going to switching out in the team. What is the team actually? Team, you can say, team is defined the group of the people who are working together to achieve something desired result. Like somehow you can say that in the software field, there is a particular software you are going to make, and there is a some particular achievable goal is there. Team members are there, they are working together to achieve something, and then they are going to make a team. After that, that particular team will be disbanded. So in the software system, it is very, very huge, so that the team is required. So how to becoming a team, or how to create or develop a team? There is a 5 steps of the particular team. Actually, there are the 4 steps. The last one is the adjourning, that is the disbanding the team. So you can understand that how to develop a team. There are the particular 4 steps. The first one is the forming. Forming means every members are there. You know, the specialized, or these particular member are specialized on that particular field. So forming that particular team according to their some ground rules of the behavior. Next one is the storming. May be possible when after the developing that particular team, you are assigning, or if you are a project manager, you are assigning the different team members, and the team members are assigned that this particular module is going to develop by team 1, the second module is developed by the team 2, and every time you have to communicate each other, so that the output will be considered as an input to the other team, or so on. Whatever planning is required by the project manager. So if the forming is required, after that may be possible if between the team members, because of the role ambiguity or the role conflicts, may be possible there is a conflict will be arises. So that is the step, that is a storming. How you are going to resolve these steps? Storming means conflicts in the various member, because of there is no effective communication or the lack of communication. So maybe possible there will be a conflicts are there. So norming is the step that resolving all the conflicts between the team members, and this is by the team leader, or because due to the project manager can resolve these conflicts, even though team members can also resolve their conflicts. After that, when the forming, storming and norming will be happen, after that the performing will be taking place. Means the team has been established, and now you are going to achieve a desired goal as a team, as a group of members to achieve a desired goal. So this is the performing. After the performing means you already reach your objective as a desired goal, and you are going to deliver your particular software. After that, the team will be disbanded. This is the step for the adjourning, that is the group or a team will be disbanded. So you can say the becoming a team having a 4 steps, that is the forming, storming, norming and performing. Forming, storming, norming and performing, and after that there is a adjourning. Adjourning is called as a disbanding, means team is performing well, and after that the other team will be disbanded. Now there are different type of person in a team. In the organization there are different, or you can say in the software company there are different type of persons are there. So and the teams need to be balanced with the different type of people is there. Different type of person, you can say the first one is the chair. Chair is what? The chairperson, or you can say this particular person is as a team leader or a CEO or a project manager who is brilliant leader, and also he or she should be good to running meetings, and also it should be very, very tolerant. Next person is a plant. Plant is what? plant is a person or an employee who is a very innovative in their ideas. So he or she can develop the different ideas. They are developing the different ideas to achieve that particular goal. That is the innovative. They are providing the innovative solutions, and this particular person is called as a plant. The next is the monitor evaluator. Whatever is going on, this particular person is not going to do anything, but they are evaluating all whatever that particular software is going to reach their goal, going to reach their timelines. All these timelines is to be meet or not. All these things are evaluating by the monitor evaluator. That is, they are very, very good in evaluating ideas. Whatever innovative idea is generating by the plant, it should be evaluated by some other person, that is the monitor evaluator. And they are also providing the potential solution and helping to select the best one. Means team members are there are different ideas are there, and these particular ideas are evaluating by the monitor and evaluator. Next is the shaper. The shaper is the team attention to the important issue. Somehow we are achieving that particular goal, but may be possible we are lacking of the important issues. So the shaper is the person who is direct the team attention to the important issues. Team worker, actual team member or an actual employee who are going to implement whatever the ideas are to be selected to implement. The next is the complete finisher. The complete finisher is the person is supervising all the tasks, planned all the tasks, and then he or she is concerned with the completing the task. The next one, last one is the company worker. Company worker is actually, they are the less attractive tasks they are doing, but they are for the documentation purpose, they are used for the company worker is there. So in this particular diagram, you can see there is a first when the team is going on, there is a developing the team, there is a think, engage, activate, and the managing the team. And after that, the milestone and results will be achieved with the different vision as a plant. The group performance is having different group tasks. The first task is the additive task. The additive task means each participant efforts are added to get the final result. And the compensatory task is that if there is some error is there, so these particular errors will be compensated by the others. Maybe the lack of experience or somehow that particular errors will be arising, so that other person or other team members can support and cooperate and then compensate by the input from the others. The third one is the disjunctive task. There is only one correct answers. Means there is only one objective is there. And the conjunctive is there. Team members who are ahead help to meet the objective, they have to be supported by the other team members. So you can say that in the group task, the additive task is there. This is the sum of the individual team members' tasks. And the disjunctive means that is the only one objective is there. So there is a base member is signed that this particular field is to be achieved. The conjunctive is the worst member, so that the other one can help each other to compensatory task will be allowed. This is the field that this is the summary sheet, you can say. The group creativity at the starting, the brainstorming, the software objective will be cleared. After that, there is a brainstorming is there and the alternative objective is also there. After that, the group will be performed and the group tasks are there. That is additive task, compensatory, disjunctive, conjunctive task, and there are different tasks will be available. There is also a term that is a social loafing. Social loafing is the tendency of a team participant to let others do their work, but that particular person is not going to do work. So this is a social loafing, and we have to remove these social loafing in the organization when we are going to work in a team. So and the social loafing is also included. There is a tendency that not to assist the other team member, even though that particular person is knowledgeable, but they are not supporting. As we discuss about the ethical concern, they are not supportive. So the social loafing is also include that there is a tendency that not to assist other team members who have a problem. That's why we have to remove this social loafing concept. These are the causes of social loafing. If we know the reason, then we find the solution. So, if we know the reason of the causes of social loafing, so we can remove that particular reasons. So, the social loafing will not happen in the organization. That is if the complex goal is there. So, proper planning is required so that the social loafing will be removed. Sense of inferiority. Somehow, some person is very, very knowledgeable, but they are not supposed to present themselves. So, maybe possible they are feeling the inferiority. So, giving the reward is there. So, these are the goal values or the social loafing is there. These are the decision making obstacles are there. That is the mental obstacles of the good decision making. The psychological barriers are there. These are the psychological barriers that you are not going to make the. So, the group decision making structure, in the group decision making structure, me to team are more likely acceptance those that are imposed, and the groups deal less effectively with the poorly structured problems, need the creative solutions. In the Delphi approach, there is a team member, the cooperation is there, and the cooperation of a number of experts is enlisted. After that, each expert and each team member giving their innovative ideas or recommendations. All recommendations are as a written documents, are correlated and the reproduced. Then these are again to be recirculated. After that, these recommendations are to be moved, and the leader dictates a consensus and the process is stopped. Otherwise, the comments are recirculated. So, in the Delphi approach, we get the positive and potential solution of the problem for a group decision making. In the organizational team structure, there are two types of structure, that is a department and team structure. In the department team structure, there is a functional and project. Functional means developers are divided into the functional group based on their specialization, and the project they are having a project activities. But functional team, project members are not meeting physically, so the proper documentation are there. But in the project, there is not a proper documentation will be there. The functional versus project formats are there. That is the functional, there is an effective communication between the team members, but they are not physically meet, so that the proper documentation will be there. But in the project format, when we are going to make the metrics team or a project team, that there is not a actual documentation will be there. The team structure, there are three types of team, that is a chief programmer, democratic and mixed team. In the chief programmer team, it defines the specification construct, the high level design, and the partition the remaining task of the detailed design is there. There is a senior member who is going to take every decision. In the chief programmer, they are not going to discuss whatever is going to happen or whatever is the objective or whatever the goals are there with the team members. But the chief programmer team, that is okay, means the planning is very good and it is very, very efficient. But because of the lack of communication between the team members, there should be a requirement of the democratic team. In the democratic team, all the team members are allowed to discuss their topics, discuss their ideas. They are to be used as in a Delphi approach, or so that manager are only provides the administrative leadership, but the solution is provided by the everyone. So there is it encourages the egoless programming in the democratic team. In the mixed team, that is okay, there is a chief programmer is also there and they are getting their ideas. So there is for the chief programmer team structure, it is very, very helpful for the large team size. It is very popular and suited in many software development because the chief programmer team and the democratic team, and also there is both the teams will be merged in the mixed control. Means all the team members are communicated each other, they are getting their ideas, they are providing the potential solutions, and the chief programmer is getting that particular team.